Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and I've been asked to give you a little look at my craft fair items in a bit more detail. So I've already shared a tutorial for this treat packet that has a instant hot chocolate and a bar of chocolate and a cute little Christmas spoon, and I use Frozen Edges stamp set for that sentiment that says snuggle up and hope for snow. Okay, and you will notice a bit of a theme in that I am using, or have used, quite a lot of retired designer series paper for my craft fair items. I'm just using up what I've got rather than buying more. So this, I think, was polar bears that were on the other side of that, but I just thought the sort of little star snowflakes and the star spoon went well together, and using up old ribbon as well. So I've also showed this one, which I made for a blog hop. I've adapted it slightly for my craft fairs in that I've added a little sentiment just for you, which is from Unbounded Love, and I've used some retired punches on there as well, and but everything else is current on that one. So if you wish, I will I'll actually create a playlist for craft fair items, and I'll link that playlist down below, and you can check out whichever ones you want to have a look at. Okay, so we've got a tutorial for that and that, and what's inside that is one of these lovely little hand creams. So I've sold quite a lot of those. I've done 2 craft fairs so far, and both of them were very, very different. First craft fair was at a Scottish Women's Institute show, so lots of lovely crafty people attending that show, and snapped up loads of different things from my stall, and this was my bestseller. The hot chocolate packs, which is why I don't have the ones that I made originally in my tutorial. I sold a few of these and of those as well. So those were my top 3 sellers from my first one. And for those of you that don't know, in Scotland, or pretty much across the UK, we don't tend to have the same huge big booths that American people have at craft fair. So I had a 6-foot long table, so I tried to put a different variety of things that are suitable for adults, for kids, for girls, for boys, the whole thing, without overpowering it, and that's a difficult balance. I don't always get it right. So it sometimes depends where I put things on my stall, whether they get noticed as much and whether they sell as well. And also the audience is different. So the first one was down in the Scottish Borders in Kelso, lovely town. And my second one was a much smaller fair at the local Royal British Legion, for ex-servicemen and current servicemen, in Prestonpans. And Prestonpans is where I live. So it was just over the road. And this sold way more than those for that one. So it's all swings and roundabouts. The other thing that I've done on video was these magnetic bookmarks, and I didn't sell a single one at the first show, and I sold loads at the second one. I do sell them in a little protective wallet, but I'd like to have one on display so that I can show people exactly how strong the magnets are and that it will not fall out of a book. So for instance, not so much that, because it's pretty heavy, but there we go. But you can use a ribbon to give it a good pull and they'll come out. So this is one of my other good sellers. And sold out of those at the first show and had to make more for the second show, and I think I sold one. So as I say, swings and roundabouts, they're all different. So this has just got a sticky notepad, lined sticky notepad on there, and I did a video for this last year, but obviously I've got the more up-to-date calendar on there, and I've used some current designer series paper, and I do have other ones that were retired, and big mix of those. So yeah, that's a hit or miss. The other one that I do, and I sell loads of these every single year, is this, and it's an MDF coaster that I just cover with designer series paper. Again, this one's retired. A bulldog clip, fold back clip, whatever you want to call them, and that has paper on it as well, and a great big magnet on there. And you'll notice that I do stamp the copyright stamp when I'm using Stampin' Up products, and there is a little bit of paper inside the barrel of the pen in there as well. Again, I've got a video for this from last year, I think, so I'll add that to the playlist too. But yeah, there's a good selling point for this in that you've got the magnetic, you can keep it handy in your kitchen, wherever. You've got a metal thing to put it on, and that you can remove the sticky notepad and replace it when it's run out as well, and that the pen clips on there and hopefully stays there and doesn't get pinched by someone else in the household. We hope. So yeah, I always sell quite a lot of those. So that's my good sellers. My best seller for my last show is something that I don't actually use Stampin' Up products for. I use craft card because it's nice and cheap, and we've got candy canes. I've got some ribbon twine here. Now, Stampin' Up do have a twine, but I've got a huge big roll of this one that I've been using for years, so I'm just keeping going with it. And I use the envelope punch board for that. So it's kind of like a little cracker, but not at the bottom there. And we've got our little reindeer with his antlers on there. And this is my cheapest item on my stall, and as I say, I sell loads of them. That is Stampin' Up glimmer paper from a few years back as well. Dead cute and quite fun to make as well. And because we've got sweeties here, with these ones, they're in their original packaging, and I don't need to do anything about making sure I adhere to Natasha's law, which means that anything that's not in its original packaging, you need to put allergy information on it. So I make sure that on here, I should be able to get these out. Let me just grab it. I have taken a photograph of the ingredients and the warning about choking hazard and the best before date from the original packaging, and just printed those out on normal copier paper, and they are in there. And also on my stall, I do tell people that they're not suitable for children under 3 because of choking hazard potential. So that keeps me covered health and safety wise as well. Okay, so I've got another little treat thing that is a pair of gloves, not just one glove, pair of gloves. We have two. And inside this is a bar of chocolate. So again, all of the nutritional information, allergy information, best before dates still on there as original packaging. So all I've done with that is just wrap it with a piece of cheap white card, not the Stampin' Up card, I will admit, because it's just that little bit too thick. So this is just from a pound store, I think it was. And I've used a retired set of dies for those buttons. Those are the all dressed up dies that made up a little kind of backpack type thing. But those buttons are perfect for on here, and a little bit of ink on there, and that's just some pumpkin pie with little pumpkin pie marks made on it with my Stampin' Right marker. And I've used a black Stampin' Right marker to draw on the smile. I made a popcorn version of this last year, so I'll put that in my playlist as well. It was slightly bigger because of the packs of popcorn, but for this one I used a 1 3/4 inch punch to give me a nice rounded smile there on those. So cheap gloves off Amazon, and using up, that was a nice black Stampin' Up ribbon from before, but that's just a normal Christmassy ribbon on there. And the other thing that sold pretty well at my last two fairs actually is these. So I have used the Trucking Along online exclusive stamp set, and I'm pretty sure I had a video for these last year as well. So stamped the outline with basic grey, then stamped the body with real red, and did kind of touch it up with my stamping blends on that as well. Used shaded spruce for the Christmas tree, and used basic black for the tyres and the centre of the wheels, and stamped the Merry Christmas from a Retired set on there as well. And these ribbons were in the clearance not that long ago, so I stocked up. I've got loads. It was a combined packet, yeah, I used loads last year, and when I saw them in clearance, I snapped them up. So if you didn't get them, sorry, I probably got them all. And on the back it's got Merry Christmas, and I've just used that same stamp but just stamped it like that. Okay, and I had some of these left over from last year, and that's another retired stamp, but on that one painted them white, left them to dry, then just stamped with Stays On, I think, and used a little bit of the shimmery white embossing paste along the bottom on there as well. So they're always rather popular as well. These are things that are hit or miss. In previous years I have sold tons of these, and I've sold a few of them in the last couple of years, but just not as many. Possibly because it's the same people that are coming to the fairs and they've already bought them. Who knows? Again, I've used retired designer series paper, some retired embellishments, and this is the, what's it called again? I'm trying to find it on my desk. Irresistible Bloom, which is an online exclusive still available as well, and some more ribbon round that as well. This I stamped with the snowflakes. What's it called? Sparkling snowflakes. So that's been around for a little while. And yeah, we've just got a nail file there, and I do remember doing a video for this, so I'll look at that and put that on the playlist too. This little bag here, I've sold a couple of them this year. These are actually left over from last year, and they have a Vaseline lip balm tin. I got one. I normally have one kicking about on my desk. Yep, I do. One of these tins in there, although I think that's cocoa butter one that's in there as well. So that one has got a little bit smudged with something else. So I fixed the tag before my next one and just replaced that. As well as these pen wraps, I also do pencil wraps and buy these pencils with the Christmas erasers in bulk. And I still had loads of those left over, and discovered that when I brought out the package of all of these pencils, that my Take Your Pick tool that I thought I'd lost forever was in there, hiding. So I've got another Take Your Pick tool, yay! Right, and I do sell cards at these craft fairs as well, but what I find sells more is gift card holders. So this one, the design means that you can slip that off like so, open it up, and your gift card goes in there. Nice big bit to put your message on, and then slip that back on there with a little bit of encouragement. It will go. You might need to just kind of bend it a little bit like that. There we go. And those will fit in a standard envelope. Pretty sure I've done a tutorial for them in the past. And this year I did some Christmassy ones like this, and I followed a tutorial from Patty, and I will find it and link it. I made a little adjustment for UK sizes, and it used these Memories and More cards, which these ones I think are still available in the clearance rack, but I did have some old Christmas ones, so I made quite a few with the Christmas ones as well as some happy birthday ones. I love that if you put a journaling card there, there's loads of space to write a nice little message, and you've got your gift card slot in there, and you've got lots of stickers that you can stick all over it as well. So I sold the Christmas ones, but not the birthday ones. And also we have these nice and easy Christmas money wallets. I've definitely got tutorials for them. And again, that's retired designer series paper from possibly last year, might be the year before, can't really remember. But super cute. But I do them in other papers that are more suitable for adults, etc. So last thing is one of these little boxes here with tea light candles inside, and I do have a tutorial for that as well. And again, I take the original packaging, warnings, etc. And for this one, I actually just did a colour photocopy of the packaging and printed it a few times. And then you can get 8 of those in there. This was a previous class project. And this paper is still around, and I've used Moody Mauve on this one. I think the ones that I did previously might have been Blueberry Bushel. But there we go. So, as I say, every fair is different, and what sells at one might not necessarily sell at another one. And you've just got to go with the flow. I do Christmas fairs because I love doing them. I love talking about paper crafting. I love showing people what's possible, and it may inspire some to come along to some of the classes or watch my YouTube channel or whatever, as well as actually selling some of the things that I make as well. So I enjoy them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a little comment if you've got time. I love to read them and reply. And if you're new to my channel, please click on that subscribe button, click the bell, get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.